there, it's me again. So today I am doing a little bit of a different video from what I usually do. As most of my friends and family know, I got my spouse visa last week. I noticed that when I was doing it that there was a lot of information on how to do the process before the new changes, and the new changes are small but significant enough for the old information that I saw on YouTube and on blog posts and forums to completely mess you up and delay your visa quite significantly. So today I want to go through with you lovely people on what I did to get my visa. The first thing that you had to do was go onto the British website, and depending what country you're from, I'm from New Zealand, so I got to do my form online. So you fill out that form, it's quite thorough, and it asks you quite a few questions about your spouse or your partner. So I highly suggest that you have them with you or on Skype with that person. I was fortunate enough to have my husband with me, so I just gave him the computer and he just filled out his bits, which made things a little bit easier. So after you fill out that form, you're then asked to make an appointment time to get your biometrics done. In New Zealand, it's not necessarily local. For me, I had to travel about a 2-hour drive away from where I lived. But what it is, it's pretty much, it takes a scan of your fingerprints and a photograph, and it's pretty much it. It's really, really simple. And then once that was done, I got given a little piece of paper, and it had the next stages of what I was supposed to do on it. And one of them was to send documents supporting my application. And I thought, yep, sweet, fine. Looked up online, because they don't really give you they give you a really vague criteria of what they want, but they're not very specific about it. So I did further research, went online, checked what other people had done, and I followed that. And then I waited and waited and waited for a good 2 months, and then I got an email saying that my application had to be deferred because I had left out a couple of forms and payslips. So before I tell you what I left out, I'm going to tell you what I included in my first application. So because in New Zealand, your documents, you send your documents up to Auckland, and then from Auckland they send off to the Philippines. You don't know that address, so it's a little bit scary, like having your whole life sent away to somewhere you don't know, but rest assured that they do keep it quite safe. So I sent all my stuff in this little wallet, and what I did is I had these little tabs, and I had segregated each part. So the first little bit I put in the front bit was because you need to print out the form that you did online. So I printed that out, put that in the front with a letter from me saying what I wanted to get out of if I was to get the visa and what my intentions were, and also my husband sent a letter as well saying what his intentions were. So I put that in the front, and you need a passport photo as well, so I put all that in the front. In my first tab, which is that tab there, I had identification, passport, driver's license and birth certificate. Now they do want your originals, so there's no point trying to get them certified or anything like that, because they don't want certified copies of anything. They want originals and a copy of that. So they wanted more originals for me for this bit. So I sent my original passport, my UK driver's license, and we sent in Adam's birth certificate, his original birth certificate, but we sent them only a copy of his passport. And we also sent in an original of his driver's license. Now, it might be a little bit excessive in terms of the identification, but you can never be too sure. You might as well go big because you might not be going anywhere. So I sent all that in, and then the next bit, in the next tab, I put my marriage certificate in, and yeah, I did a copy for that as well. And in the next tab, I put in accommodation evidence. So we weren't 100% sure of where we're going to live because we're kind of in, like, we were just married, so we didn't really have a house or anything. So we just said that we were going to live with his parents. So what we got them to do was to send me a letter with their ink signature, so not copies or anything, of saying who they were, that they give us permission to stay, and how many people are in the house, and to confirm their address. And his parents also sent me a building society copy just to prove that they own the property. The next little tab was my sponsor's employment. This, in terms of immigration, is the most important bit of it because they have tightened up on finances, so you have to earn over £18,000. That's roughly, I think it's 18,000 something pounds, but I can't remember. So you had to, we had to give them a lot of documents for it. The first document we sent was a letter from his head teacher, because he's a school teacher. So we sent them a original of that, and I didn't bother making the copies because I wasn't too bothered if they didn't return it. Also a copy of his contract. Now we couldn't get his original contract, but we did just reprint the contract he would have signed. So that just shows him how much he is getting annually. And originally, when I sent my first load of documents, before they asked me to send more documents, was we sent 3 months worth of pay slips. And we sent 3 months because, again, I did research of what other people did, and they only sent 3 months worth and they got their visas. But that has changed. You have to send 6 months worth of pay slips now. So we missed out on doing that, so I had to send 6 months worth of pay slips after that. And the next tab that I included in my little folder was bank statements. If you're the applicant, you don't really have to include your savings. They're more concerned about your partner's savings and his income flow and all that kind of stuff. But on the safe side, I did send in through a bank statement with my savings in it, and we sent in evidence that we have a joint account, just loads of bank statements like savings and 6 months worth of transactions and things. So that was a big chunk of documents. The next bit, because you have to prove whether you've met each other and things, and whether your relationship is genuine or not. So the next bit I sent in was holidays, like travel documents of holidays we've been on together, flight information, and all that kind of stuff. So like itineraries and things. And the last little tab was just second to last, is emails and photos and letters that we had sent each other. So again, that's a large chunk out of the information we sent. And because I'm a little bit paranoid and I wanted to make sure that everything was good, I sent in additional evidence as well for me. And because I used to live in the UK, I sent in my national insurance number, I sent in a reference from my old employee, I sent in an old contract from my old employee, I also sent in school certificates, proving that I finished my qualifications and it's in English, and I also sent in my university transcript and a letter of completion saying I finished my degree. And also Adam had also sent me all his qualifications as well to prove that he was a qualified teacher too. So yeah, those are all the documents that I sent in. Now the one thing that I noticed that a lot of blogs and YouTubers don't say is that there is also an additional form you have to send out. Now I could be wrong, but I did not see this in any of the information that I was given throughout this whole process, but you actually have to also fill out a appendix 2 form. Now this form is really important. It was probably the main thing that caused the delay in my visa application. So you have to fill out this about 18-page form, and it's actually quite a good guide in terms of what you have to send them for documents, because they ask you questions of identity, accommodation, whether you've met each other, whether your marriage is arranged or not, whether you apply, because you've got to do this even if it's a fiance or civil union visa, so it's a really important form. And like I said, it's a good guide. So yeah, I had to fill out that super quickly, but I was quite impressed how I'd already included all the evidence to that form because I did my research, so that is important, so I highly recommend you do that. Oh, and also when you send off your form, you have to include a return postage bag too, so they can return it for you. I recommend doing a trackable one, so you know when it's getting sent back to you and when it arrives to its location, rather than fast post. And it's also the safest because you've got a lot of important documents in there. So yes, that is it. I hope this helps someone out there who needs help with immigration. I'll leave all the important links for getting the UK visa in the description bar, but if you have any questions at all, just leave me a comment and I'll reply. So yes, and my next video will probably be a vlog of me leaving. So it's sad but exciting at the same time. This week I haven't really done anything because I just want to spend time with my family. I was going to do a blog post on my new hair, but it's not as ombre as I was going to go, so I don't know if it's that exciting to do a blog post on. But we'll see. So yes, thank you for watching, and yeah.